Hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. Well, I thought I would get my laundry done, but like the schools, closed early. They told me one on Old Liberty Road that would still be open. One of theirs, they have several laundromats. Anyway, it's approximately 20 minutes to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Standard Time. It's, what is it, the 10th of January? Boy, what a world I live in. Now, just a couple of days ago, I took this route home. And I said how beautiful the bypass is in the winter, but that's without snow. Now it started to just flake. The flakes just started to come down about a half hour ago as I was coming out of the house to go do my clothes. So in fact the snow is arriving a few hours earlier than all the forecasts yesterday and last night. Well, that's the way it goes. Mother Nature has her own mind and her own way. So you're going to get the very earliest winter view. I say winter, I mean snowy winter view. This is Zoo Parkway. And it takes us down to a junction with US64, which we still call the bypass. And then if you turn left, you can go to the zoo. You think all the elephants are in their winter thermals? What do you think? Or you go to the right and you get onto 64, and I'm going to go 64 toward Siler City, eastward, like Andy used to say every now and then we get down to Siler City, or Mount Airy, or wherever it is that they, I can't remember the name of the place that they actually said they were, but it has come culturally to be synonymous with why did my mind just... See, I've fished in that little there. I told you before. See that thing we just did? I've fished in there. See, I'm just running my mouth. This is the first snow duster. Now, what's the earliest snow that I remember? Personally. So you could turn to the right and go to the top of the hill Baptist Church there. What's the earliest snow that I remember? Now I can tell you that it was before I was 4 years old. I used to sleep in a room on the first floor, kind of in a window alcove. And I can remember, now I was probably no more than 3 years old. Looking out the window, and there was a small tree there that was higher than the window itself, and there was a ladybug on it, and there was like ice and snow, but there was a ladybug on the bark. There's the bypass. Look for the elephant. Is the elephant here? No, they didn't do it on this one. I can remember a car of people who lived in the same house. It was multi-apartment dwelling. It's an old house converted to upstairs and downstairs apartments. Shared bathroom. See, I remember, I'm less than 4 years old, shared bathroom. And the other people had a car that was old enough, from like the 30s, that it had spoked wheels. Spoked wheels. And the reason why I remember that is one day I was out there playing with a stick, and I stuck it through the spokes in the wheels and got it stuck. And I was panicking. It got stuck and I couldn't get it out. I was afraid that the people would come out and try to drive away and break their wheels. Remember, we're talking about somebody less than 4 years old. Okay, I go to the right and it says junction with 64. If I'd gone to the left, I would have gone to the zoo. So this is the view of what it looks like. And you see the sign that says Siler City. I'm going to get my glove back on. Ramp speed 45 miles per hour. I bet it's going to be lonely out here. I got the heater fan running. The other news is that I got a brand new battery yesterday. I've been having trouble with battery discharge during the night. The one that I gave up, I got a little over 2 years ago. It's a 3-year battery, a gold diehard. Gold diehard. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not recommending anything. And the one that I got it about 2.5 years ago to replace. It was like on literally the last day of the warranty. And the guy said that he'd give it to me, but I have to understand. He checked the computer and it said that I could get it. But he said there's no warranty on this one. I said, okay. So because of the weather that we have ahead of us, it's just safer. I said, take the one I have. We don't know. He did a battery check and a charge check. The charge is fine. The alternator is fine. But the battery is beginning to be marginal. Well, if you're out on 2.5 years of a 3-year battery, do you think they really want them to go 5 years? The guy once told me the reason why they want to sell 1-year batteries, if they sell you a gold diehard for 3 years, they'll never see you in the store again. Because you'll have no other reason to come back. Just giving you inside tips. So he put a new battery in. They had one to replace mine. It was a Loop 39 with the reversed poles because of the way it sits in my front. It's kind of the reverse of the usual in terms of the positive and negative hookups. And I bought a 750 milliamp trickle charger. So when I got it home in the afternoon, I read the voltage, 12.6. And then about 5 hours later, I went out and read it again, and it was 12 volts. So it means there's something in the car draining the battery. Okay. So I put the trickle charger on, and then I came back 2 hours later, and the battery voltage was back up where it was supposed to be, 12.6, 12.5. And when I came out today, with the trickle charger on there overnight, it was right topped off. So that's the answer. So I'm just giving you a view of the bypass in the very beginning of the snow. Theoretically, we're going to get 2 to 4 inches. How do I know that my first memory of snow and the ladybug was before I was 4 years old? Because when I was 4 years old, we moved to the house I basically grew up in. The house that my father was born in. The house that my immigrant grandfather managed to buy after coming to America, not speaking English. Then he handed off to place that they had contacts with from back in Italy. And then he came to my hometown, never mind where it is. He was sent by the owner of the grocery store that he was working in the county seat city, and he was given 2 nickels. 1 nickel to ride the trolley from the city to the town where there was some kind of celebration and crowds, and a nickel to go back. And so what he did is he kept the nickels in his pocket and he walked for 4 miles along the trolley tracks, not the railroad tracks, the trolley tracks. Yeah, there were trolley tracks between the city and the town, 4 miles. Horse-drawn. We're talking about before 1900. So he's down by the fire station near the center fire station and train depot, passenger depot, and farmer depot. And some reason, thoughtlessly, he had a big wicker basket full of bagged peanuts, shelled peanuts, which he went there to sell. And he only sold 1 bag that day because some girl came up to him, tapped him on the shoulder and pointed at the basket. And he opened the basket and he sold her 1 bag of shelled peanuts. It didn't occur to him to let people know why he was there by having the flaps open. This is the story my father told me. But he apparently liked the look of the town. He saved his money. And he opened a fresh produce shop on Main Street under Shop Row in the basement of one of the buildings that had a walk down. It was a little cubby hole. And that's how he got started. Well, eventually he became a prominent merchant right there. We're almost home. Selling soda fountains, luncheonettes, candies, across the school, across the street on Main Street from a seminary. That seminary changed the name and is still a well-known academy, private academy, in my hometown, but at a different location in town. They eventually tore all those old buildings down. So there's the ride home. You can see that the road is warmer here, but look to the right and you can see that the snow isn't quite as melted. So this is going to turn to ice during the night. Am I going to go anywhere tomorrow? 0. No chance. Except maybe play in the yard. So this is our first snow in more than 2 years. Excuse me for yelling. This should look familiar to you. If you watch my on the road videos, you've seen me come by here a million times. You see the prime truck, trailer truck there? You see it? Some of these businesses are still open. There's no reason why people can't come out to visit them. Scott's Garage was closed yesterday. It's closed now. There's snow accumulating in all the cars and trucks and whatever, and school buses in the yard. I'm not promoting anything. It's just a landmark for me. We can see the snow accumulating along the curb where the tires are not, and where it's colder, and in the grass, and we're getting close to home. And this is the ride home in the first snowflakes in more than 2 years. Steve A. before yell. Thought he was going to do his laundry. Going to have to wait until Monday or Tuesday. Say, see you at 73.